G'day guys, I just want to give you a quick rundown on greyhound racing and how I go about it and what's actually involved. I've been involved in greyhound racing all my life. I'm in and out of the game due to life commitments, sport, kids, life, whatever have you. We all have commitments that we have to fulfill. But I've always had a greyhound lead in my hand most of my life. Just recently, some 12 months ago, we purchased another pup. And I'm getting back into it again, okay? Some friends of mine are involved in this one. It's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. It's going to be good. Just want to give you a brief rundown of how it works for me and what we actually do. I purchased this dog about 12, 13 months ago. He was 3 months of age. And he was purchased upon inspection, looking at him, seeing what he's like, and whether I was happy with the bloodlines and whatever have you. Once we purchased him, we find an establishment that's going to look after him for about 12 months and give him the best opportunities for him to grow and fulfill into what he needs to grow into. During this 12 months that he's at a rearing establishment, he'll mature, he'll get bigger, he'll get fatter, he'll enjoy himself, he'll run, he'll free gallop, he'll learn to go into a kennel, he'll learn to go to the toilet at the right time, all those things that happen in everyday life with all dogs, learning timetables and whatever have you. At this establishment, he'll be in runs where they're 20, 30, 40, up to 100 metres long, where he'll be running up and down all day with other puppies of the same age. They'll be in runs next to him and they'll just want to compete against one another all day, up and down, up and down. Some will run all day, some won't run at all. Some will sleep under a tree, some will get up and do it now and again, and some will just jog around there. That's what they do. That's what they're allowed to do, and that's what they're entitled to do. During this time, the dog will be vaccinated, wormed, checked by a muscle man, we call it in the industry, like a masseuse or whatever have you, just to go over him every now and again and make sure there's no yard injuries, falling over, twisting a leg, whatever have you, to make sure that he's going along all right and that he's growing okay without any injuries getting in the way that may cause trouble later on. After the 12 months, we'll bring him home. Me being the trainer or owner, whatever have you, I'll have an enclosure. My enclosure is 3 metres long by 2 metres wide, concrete base, with drainage for cleaning every single day with disinfectant in the morning and in the night time. And attached to that area is also a 2 metre by 2 metre grass area where he can walk out, go to the toilet at his own free will, fresh air, lay in the shade, lay in the sun, whatever he likes to do. Inside the enclosure, the 3 by 2 metre enclosure, he has a kennel with a bed that's raised off the floor where he can go to sleep, get warm, stay behind out of the wind if you like, and be warm in the winter, cool in the summertime. In the summertime, we have fans running on them all the time. Airflow is important to keep the air flowing through their system. And in the winter, they're beautiful and warm with rugs on them, okay? During this time, he's 12, 13, 14, 15 months of age. We start to do what we call the breaking in process, and that involves taking him to the track and getting them to understand what the track's all about. We'll take them to the track and we'll let them watch other dogs race around or trial around and just see how they're going, and they start to want to do it themselves. They'll be on the lead watching other greyhounds and they'll stand there and they'll start pulling on the lead. They'll start saying, oh, geez, I wouldn't mind having a go at this myself. As a trainer, it's up to us to observe how interested they look. And do you think, you know what, he might benefit if I let him have a go. He wants to have a go. Let's take him out there. So what we'll do is we'll take him out on the track. We'll take him halfway around the bend, not on the straight, halfway around the bend, and we'll release him with what we call a hand slip. The mechanical lure will come past with a toy on it. It's always got a squeaky toy in it. The greyhound's attracted to the noise of the squeaky toy and the lure rail that goes around. They're attracted to that noise and the sight of the lure when it comes past, because they are sight animals. They chase because they see something and they want to chase, okay? So we'll release them in the bend. They're coming out of your hands at a pace where it's comfortable to them, and they're already in that bend position where they're not entering that bend too fast to lose their balance, okay? They're in the bend, in that position already. Then they can come out of the bend and straighten up at their own free will. Once doing this, we'll bring them back each week, and take them back a little bit further till such a time as they're entering that turn from a straight, and they're entering that turn at a full pace, if you like, so they can enter the turn without changing balance, losing balance, sorry. Once we've done this, we'll teach them to come out of the box, which they'll be win with other greyhounds. They'll come out of the box. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Sometimes you'll put your greyhound in it and he'll go boom straight away because they just love to do it. They love to chase that lure. It's all about the chase. It's all about the sight and all about the chase, and they love to do it. Now, when we let them go in what we call a hand slip, we're letting them go. They're chasing it because they want to chase it. It's not us saying, here, chase, chase. We let them go and they'll chase it. At first, they might look like a giraffe trying to run. They'll be all over the place because they're not sure of the environment they're in. They're not sure whether for themselves, is this safe to do? Until they learn themselves and, hey, I can do this. This is fine. Let's do it. It's like I say, when you're driving a car and you're on a road that you're not sure of, you tend to take it a little easy. And you take that turn at a certain pace where you know, I reckon this will be safe. Once you know that road, you go, you know what? I've done this road many a time. I can take this turn at 80. I'm allowed to do 100, but I can take it at 80 and I'm feeling comfortable. It's the same with a greyhound. Greyhound tracks are all different circumferences. The bends are a different radius. The lead up to the turns from the boxes are different meters. Some are 100, some are 75, some are 50, some are 10. So all tracks are different. So the dog needs to learn how to tackle each track before he races. Most dogs will have a trial at a track before he's raced. Once they're established greyhounds, they tend to know how it all works and they just go flat out because they know it's safe to be able to do so. The track's made of a sandy loam. It is raked, it is hoed, it is flattened, it is watered. Okay, the track's nice and cool under their feet. It's quite cool on the track as opposed to being out in the paddock or on the concrete. So when you talk about dogs running in heat, the track's quite cool. They're in an environment beforehand where they're in air-conditioned kennels. They're kept cool to a point. They race for 25 seconds. We cool them down. We lap them with water. We wet them all over. We put them back in an air-conditioned kennel for them to relax. Okay, we'll do that, and that's what they do. Once they start racing, they'll probably race once a week, once a fortnight, depending upon how they're pulling up and depending upon how, you observing them as to how you think they're going and whether they're ready to race again or they're not. Some dogs take a little longer to recover. Some dogs are ready to race the next day. It's no different to people. It's the same thing. During this time, after each race, we let them rest the next day pretty much. The day after that, we'll take them and we'll get them checked by a muscle man, manipulator, chiropractor, vet, whatever you want to call it, just to make sure there's no little niggly injuries. And if there is, we'll take appropriate action to treat those injuries from the advice of our vet, muscle man, whatever have you. We'll treat the injuries with whatever we're told to treat them with and how to treat them and give the greyhound the appropriate time to get over these injuries, ready to run again, injury-free. Okay, that's what we do. Exercise. I used to live on property. I used to be able to let the dogs run on my acreage. I had a 2-acre paddock where I just used to let them go. I'd hit a tennis ball, they'd bring it back, that type of thing, just like your normal dog does. I now live in the suburb of Whittlesea in the township. I don't have the benefit of being able to let him have a run every day. So what I do is I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. I walk him 5 kilometres. I get back. I go to work, obviously. That's why I walk so early. And I'll do the same again at night time, but I'll probably only do about 2 to 3 kilometres at night time. But 2 to 3 times a week, I'll take him out to a friend's paddock and I'll let him have a run on his own and let him just do what he wants to do. Just be a greyhound, just be a dog, just let him run. Sometimes he'll want to run flat out and he'll go crazy like he's doing zoomies, but at least he's got a 2-acre paddock to do a zoomie in. He's not doing it in a 5-metre area where he's just going to do an injury or something like that. We just let them go and do their own thing. So 2 to 3 times a week, I'll let them have a free gallop in a paddock. If he's racing once a week, you know what? Most of the time, you just keep them on the lead and keep them nice and fresh and keep them feeling good. Once my greyhounds race, as I said, I water them down. I lap them with water. I let them have a drink. They're given a drink probably 20 minutes, half an hour after they've had a race with electrolyte replacements to make sure that they're getting all the replacement fluids that they need to keep them in tip-top condition. We'll then bring them home in our car, which is air-conditioned. It has to be by the regulations of the Greyhound Racing Victoria and Animal Welfare. The cars are air-conditioned. You bring your dog home. We get his dinner ready. We prepare him for the night. We'll put a rug on him in the winter if it is. We'll make sure the fan's running for him if it's the summertime. And he'll go in there and he'll go to sleep, ready to do it all again. They love to do it. We quite often will race them on a straight track as well. There's different types of tracks. There's straight tracks, there's circle tracks, whatever have you. Whatever suits your dog, we do. They love to do it. It's a safe sport. Yes, there's accidents, but there's accidents in every sport or everyday life, even with your own domestic animals. I'm sure you know an accident can happen at any time whilst you're walking your dog. You might be walking your dog and someone else's dog's off the lead and your dog's attacked. That's an accident. It happens, okay? Even in the dog park, you let your dog have a run. There's 5, 10 other dogs in the dog park. You don't know what their behaviour's like and you're just relying on that they are good. Sometimes they are. Most of the time they are, sometimes they're not. Accidents happen. But we try our best for them not to happen. The track they're running on, as I said to you, is sand. It's flattened, it's raked, it's watered. It's in peak condition for them to run in. There are no holes in it. They can't fall over through putting their leg in a hole or something like that, which can happen in a paddock or in a dog park or whatever have you. It's prepared to try and get the best and the safest racing surface that the dog can run on. Okay, I just want you to know, that's all. I love greyhounds. I've always loved them. 99.9% of people in the industry are all the same. Unfortunately, in every industry and in life, there's always a bad egg. It'll happen. We try our best to get rid of those people in every part of our world. We try not to have idiots that are involved in our sport. We try not to have idiots involved in our football clubs. We try not to have idiots involved in our basketball clubs. Unfortunately, there is people around that are like that, okay? But we try our best to avoid those sort of people and get them away from our sport, okay? As I said here, I love the greyhounds. I've always found a home for every greyhound that I've had retired. Once he's retired, I try and adjust him to couch life, if you like. They still love to have a run and get up and have a go and then sleep again. And I found a home for every single one of them, and I'm proud of that. I'm so proud that I found a home for every greyhound that I've ever trained. All trainers now have to find homes for them. Well, we can go through the greyhound adoption program as well, which is ideal. But a lot of the times, they've got a lot of dogs that they're trying to rehome themselves as well. We can rehome them ourselves under strict guidelines from Greyhound Racing Victorian Animal Welfare. They tell us how they want the greyhound to be readjusted to normal life, if you like, relaxing life. And we'll give the greyhounds that treatment over a 6 to 8 week period to learn how to sit with cats and sit with your dogs and come inside and sit on your bed, whatever have you. The greyhound will slowly be adjusted to that sort of lifestyle. As I said, yeah, they do love to run. We love them. I love them. I'll always love them. And I just thought I'd give you a quick insight into how it works. Okay, thanks, guys, and hope you can follow me when I'm racing around the tracks. And my young fella, Ren, the greyhound, he'll be raring to go in a couple of months. Okay, see you guys.